don't even know if I'm in... Oh, hello. I'm in shorts and in frame.
And I'm in character.
Check levels.
Huh?
Want to check levels?
I can hear myself. Wow, you're really loud in my headphones. Hang on just one second.
Alright, they're looking okay.
Huh?
They're looking okay.
Okay, cool. Alright. Listen, it's not always smooth. Not always. Okay. Welcome back to hashtag Just Sayin', where you can watch us sunburn in real time. Seriously, you know it's hot if I have shorts on because I never wear them. It is...
Only in the summer.
Yeah. It is no bullshit. About 88 degrees today. So that's hot.
Pretty hot.
It's hot.
You know what
Very
I mean?
hot. Oh, it's hot. Very hot. I'm sweating already. I'm sweating. Son of a bitch. Well, let's see. It's just been a clusterfuck of things happening this past week.
Yep.
Right?
For those that don't know, I'm in character as Ernest P. Orr.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, go and buy all the maple syrup.
I got some yesterday.
You bought some yesterday?
Found some.
Did you?
The Walmart I was in had a whole shitload of them on the shelves.
Okay. I mean...
You even got a Mrs. Butterworth.
Just in case?
I got a big Aunt Jemima, a smaller Aunt Jemima, and a Mrs. Butterworth.
That bitch is next.
Yeah.
Mrs. Butterworth is next. They'll be gunning for her in 2 seconds.
Her ball was in the shape of her.
I know. And here's the thing, right? Is my mom hadn't heard of this, right? So I was hanging out with my mom today because I'm unemployed. Still. But actually my sister is in town. So I was hanging out at my mom's house, hanging out with my sister. And...
She wasn't there for her mom. She was there
no,
for her sister.
I'm there for everyone.
Sunday's Mom Day.
I'm there for everyone.
Except for this Sunday. This Sunday's Father's Day.
This Sunday is Father's Day. So... By the way, I saw... yesterday I was at my mom's... Jeez, the traffic sounds so loud. I was at my parents' yesterday, because that's when she came into town. And I saw my niece for the first time since March. And she goes, I've been watching the show. You guys record in the driveway? And I said, yeah. And she goes, that's so cute. I said, well, we have to be a certain amount apart. I was like, and Jesus, everything sounds loud in my headphones.
Not mine.
Really? Something must have happened with my knob. My knob got triggered. And now I'm in trouble. Everything is so loud to me. So I said, well, and if we're inside, we're like this close. It's very close. So she goes, oh, I get it. She goes, I just think it's cute. I said, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of my niece, for those who enjoy paranormal things, now I edited... earlier in the week, I edited when we went to the office/radio station, and I got some weird stuff. I actually think that was last week, but everything's kind of bleeding in to everything else. I'm gonna be deaf. I'm having a lot of trouble because I feel like I have to talk louder because of all the ambient noise. It's awful. Anyway, so. There was a lot that was happening in that video, and I said, you know, I got some whisper stuff, and I wasn't sure if it was her. So I said, I want you to listen to it and tell me what you think. And she said, no problem. So I sent it to her like an hour or two ago, and she's going to listen to it when she has a quiet moment. But I was with my sister, and I had my sister listen to it. And she goes, I don't think that's her. And then she told me what she thought it was saying. And then I told her what I thought it was saying. And she goes, oh, I hear that now. I was like, yeah. It sucks because I said if I had known, because she's in town for like a doctor appointment. And it was like a kind of a surprise. And I said, if I had known, I said, we could have scheduled to do something. And she's like, oh, that would have been so cool. And she's coming back, but we're still kind of in a weird place in Massachusetts. So I said, I don't know if when you come back, if things will be open.
Horses.
Because
There's horses in there.
everybody loves to point out horses. It's so funny. You ever been driving and you see like a field and you're like, horses? I like to point out cows. I don't know why. And I especially have to point them out.
Moo.
No,
Two
it's just,
moos.
because Jay and I, the last time we were driven down
Hamburger.
to South Carolina for my niece's graduation, we went down this really rural highway. And there was a lot of farms and a lot of silos, so I would point out the silos. And then I was also pointing out the cows, be like, moo cow! Moo cow! And then if they were laying down, because there's this old wives' tale, whatever, that if the cows are laying down, it means it's going to rain. So I'd be like, oh, he's laying down, it's going to pour. So, moo cow! Anyway, so my sister lives to it. She's fairly certain that it's not her. I've not heard back from my niece yet. I'm interested to hear what she has to say about it. But, you know. And the fact I had to jack the volume up on it, too. I'll play it for you after because it's still on my phone.
Good.
Hmm.
It's best she couldn't call you right now. You can put the phone up to the mic.
I know.
We can all hear.
We can all hear what she has to say about it.
And for the video, you just put like a little still of her somewhere like here. In the middle of the picture.
Of her like this. Pontificating the whole thing. Like,
Underneath it says Nikki, in parentheses, Anise.
Nikki, investigator. So, yeah, so I was like, man, if I'd known you were coming, I could have secured something. We could have done something. But, here's the thing, right? So we started talking, and I did this in front of my mom, and that was my mistake. Because my mom hates paranormal stuff. Hates it. Why do you mess around with that stuff? Why? And I said, you know, Kelly, next time you come, maybe if things aren't open, I could take you to St. Stephen's or something. Sean and I usually get really good stuff when we go there. And she's like, I don't know. That sounds cool. I'd like to do something like that. And then my mom, something is going to follow you. Why do you do that? I said, well, I just tell things that they don't have my consent to follow me. You don't have my consent.
And tell her that we don't mess with demonic stuff.
I don't
They're
think.
the ones that'll latch onto you.
Yeah.
Go home with you. And from what I understand, it will give you really bad nightmares for like days or even weeks
I don't think it matters to my mom.
that you never had before.
She would just be like, no, don't do that. I'm
Nope,
trying to
nope.
trying to see the time counter, and I cannot. Shit. That sucks. Okay. Alright. It doesn't matter.
Want me to look?
No, this is okay. I have a guess time when we started. So anyway, I was talking to my sister about this. And then I said, you know, I've always wanted to set a digital recorder in the back room of my parents' house. And my sister goes, really? And I said, yeah. And she said, why, may I ask? And my niece, when she would spend the night over there, she would get kind of nervous in the room. And then there was a thing with the clock radio would turn off and on by itself. Sean's like, I see.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So, I know, and here's where here's where it applies, right? So I said, well, you know, I'd like to set up a digital thing. I was like, the problem is that I'm there every Sunday. I said, so I'd have to set it up Sunday before I leave, and then go back and just let it record until it runs out of battery. I was like, or show up there early Monday morning and grab it. I said, it's just a pain in the ass. And she goes, well, I'm sleeping back there. And I went, right, you are sleeping back there. So what's happening now is, and my mother is mortified, is after we're done here, I am going back to my parents' house where I was all day, and I'm bringing a digital recorder. And before my sister goes to sleep, she's going to turn it on, and then she's going to turn it off when she wakes up.
She doesn't snore or anything, does she?
She said if she's really tired, she'll snore, and I'm like, that's not a problem. I said, as long as you don't talk in your sleep. I was like, you know, because if you talk in your sleep, that's going to do something to the evidence. I'm going to be like, was that a spirit, or is that you just yapping about tacos?
Can you tag yourself when you talk while you're sleeping?
I know. That was me. Bicycles. That was me. Bicycles. So.
And all the fries that you can eat.
Yeah. So, and then she says to me, well, you know, you don't always get something your first try out. She's like, you should get multiple nights. And I said, you're leaving Sunday morning. I said, so I'm going to leave the recorder here to Friday night, tonight. And then when you sleep, Friday night and Saturday night, you can record for me. I said, and then I'll go back and I'll listen to it. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'd be willing to do that. So I'm like, sweet. So that's going to be interesting. And I told my mom I wouldn't tell her if I found something. Because she goes, I don't want to hear anything about this. She goes, you leave me out of it. I don't want to hear talk about it. Because I don't know.
I don't want to hear what it has to say.
Exactly. And I don't know why you're messing around with this. I don't know why. I said, it's not like that's a big old truck. I said, it's not like I'm in the back room doing a Ouija board or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just recording. I'm not communicating with anything. It's just recording. And my sister said, and she goes, you know, when we were kids and we slept back there because we shared a room, that room. And she goes, when we were kids, I would hear heavy footsteps running up and down the hall.
Captain Leadboots?
Captain Leadboots returns as a squatter. And I said, really? And she goes, yeah. She said, but I haven't heard it in my adult years. And I said, well, you close the door. You know, when you sleep, you close the door and you're passed out. I was like, how do you know it's not happening still? And she's like, you know what? I don't know. And I said, hopefully, if it's still happening, I'm going to catch it on a recorder.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. So I'm very excited about that.
If you need those ears, too, I'll listen to it during work. I'll take the recorder and listen to it during work.
I have to, like, under my knees or something. That's disgusting. I know, it's gross. But, it's life. Life is gross. We're squishy and it's gross. So anywho's, I feel like I'm more in frame than you are. That's what I'm feeling like is happening here. I'm going to just turn this just a little bit. There we go. Oh, and now I've just fucked up everything. I can't, I think I'm in frame. I don't care. Half of me will be in frame. It's fine.
No, you're in frame. I see you.
Oh, great.
Along with the reflection of your hands in the truck. I can still see you.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. It's so hot. I don't mean to go on and on about it.
So did anybody else hear about this shit that Chuck Norris is dead again?
Oh, yeah. Internet rumors, right?
Why does that keep popping up?
I don't know.
Why does someone want Chuck dead?
The poor guy. I mean, It's awful.
Well, he was texting me that he was dead because he died of corona.
Yeah?
And then I text you saying, Chuck Norris is dead, with like all exclamation marks.
Yeah.
And you find the truth, and I feel relieved. Well, good.
You know what?
What's
Maybe
with this hoax?
maybe that's the whole point, to make you feel relieved about Chuck Norris. I feel good about this now.
Leave the guy alone. He'll still kick your ass.
Probably. Probably, no doubt. So, you told me earlier, this is how horrible I am. You told me earlier, like, Sean was telling me that he went out and got maple syrup and stuff. Oh, yeah. So I was telling wow, that was a big, huge thing. So I was telling my mom about it because she hadn't heard. And she was like, really? Oh. And then I said, Sean bought Mrs. Butterworth's too. And then I was like, they're probably going to be gunning for her next. And she goes, probably. And then I said, you know, I never really gave any thought to Mrs. Butterworth. I was like, it just looks like an old lady to me. And she goes, I guess. And I was like, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I was like, is it supposed to be like a black woman? And she's like, and she goes, I think so. And I went, oh.
I think it's supposed to be a black woman with like an apron.
Yeah?
I don't know if she's supposed to have a bandana on, but I forget.
I don't remember.
She's supposed to have an apron on, but it's hard to tell on the bottom.
Well, because she's serving us pancakes. So after...
Ever since I got all the syrup, I've been dying for pancakes.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because so Sean told me that he went out and bought this stuff, right? And I was like, okay.
Might get more later because I got stuff in the store on the way home.
And it's like, I mean, I get it. I understand. I mean, but on one hand I understand, on the other hand I'm like, it's really just a corporate logo. I
It's been on the bottle for years.
mean, I know.
Now all of a sudden it's racist.
I know. It's strange.
Now all of a sudden someone wants to connect it to slavery days.
Oh my
This is
goodness.
Stupid.
I mean,
Leave it alone.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't.
You don't like people.
Okay, I get it. But on the other hand, it's like you can't dictate what people are offended by. And I mean, if it offends people, then that's fine. They have the right to be offended. And if the company wants to make it right and change the logo, that's fine.
It's one thing if it was just put out on the shelves like a year ago.
I know it's been around for a while, and that I mean they're also changing the Land O'Lakes thing.
Yeah, that's dumb too.
And Jesus. And I was like, you know what? It's just I don't know. You have to understand, like, Sean and I grew up in the 80s.
Woo!
And I mean, this stuff, nobody thought twice about this stuff.
Right.
You know?
It's like Confederate flag shit.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on that shit.
Every time I saw that, all I think of is Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard, and then it was like, you realize what it's about, and okay, like, I get being offended by the Confederate flag. The only thing that I can say, right, is that apparently in 2015, they had taken Dukes of Hazzard off of reruns, right? And now with the whole resurgence, people are looking for things. And the streaming service, which it's kind of off Amazon Prime, but it's called IMDb streaming. Basically, it's like you can watch TV and stuff, but with commercials. It's stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. So there hasn't been a big call to have it pulled yet. But there was this thing like it might be taken off. And I thought, you know, I can understand if the Dukes of Hazzard was for lack of better, I'm going to say this, if it was like a racist show. But it's not.
And I watched the YouTube video that John Schneider posted.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Yeah. Oh boy.
He was at one of his locations where they shot the show.
I'm sure he had a lot to say about it.
And he asked people to leave a comment about how they feel.
Yeah.
And there was comments left by even African American people.
Yeah.
Saying that never one time growing up watching the show were they ever offended in any way.
Right.
And there's
I
not
mean,
one racist thing in the entire series.
there isn't, and I mean, it's just they're going after the car. And I can't hear myself. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Really? Oh my
Is this
goodness.
thing on?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I can still hear you, but I can't hear you. Know what I mean?
You know what? You're hearing me, but you're not listening.
Right. I'm listening, but I'm not hearing. Let's do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. I don't know. I don't want to get up again. It's too hot to be moving. So, I don't know. This will be another one of those things where it's like the video is different than the audio. Which, by the way, you can... Okay, so you can... I'm just going to do this. So you can listen to the audio on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play.
You're done.
And you can listen, you can listen to the video, but you can also watch the video on YouTube. Because we record the first 20 to 30 minutes, however long we can give you. Last week it was shorter. Last week also the audio, this is better, I can hear myself now. Last week the audio was a little bit shorter because we had a technical issue, and that happens sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, and here comes a damn truck.
Right.
Holy crap.
I didn't go by here earlier, bastard.
I think they just drive up and down my street, if I'm being honest.
Well, he's got a good view to look down and see us doing this, so he's probably doing this talking. He's going to keep going back and forth.
Right.
Until he doesn't see us out here no more.
So, here's the thing, right? So, Sean wrote me that he got maple syrup, and then I instantly wanted pancakes. I was like, man, we're talking maple syrup, we gotta talk pancakes. Woo! Now I want pancakes.
Coincidentally, with me dressing up as Ernest today,
Yeah?
he used to do commercials before he did the Ernest show and the movies.
Yeah?
One of them, he was making like he was making pancakes.
Really?
Pretty funny.
Oh. Alright.
He'd make the pancakes, throw them up in the air, and there's like a gaffer guy or something up here catching
Yeah.
it.
And you
And-
never saw the pancake again.
No, you did. You had to wait for Ernest to grab a plate and go like this. The guy would just drop 3 here, and then Ernest would go.
Huh.
So the other one would drop over here.
Same truck. Same truck.
Garbage.
Yeah. Uses garbage, man. Just garbage. So I think I can hear myself a little bit better now. That's good. I gotta get right up in the mic though. Jesus. I don't know what's happening on the technical side, but this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous! It's alright, my husband is this close to letting us record in the house again. I'm like, woo!
So you can get a shit.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I was on track for that, and I lost my job. Well, I didn't lose it. I know where it is. I didn't lose my job because I know exactly where it is, but I'm not allowed to do it anymore. That's the thing that sucks. And I started out this week just feeling depressed all over again. Because the beginning of the week is really hard. It's like Monday, Tuesday, everybody's going off to work. I mean, I love having Friday off. It's like, woo!
Friday's the best day to have.
It is, it's great. And
Unless
it's,
you work Saturday.
yeah, no, I'm never doing that again. Never.
I don't want to either.
Never again. I mean, that's the thing that I'm applying. I'm applying for jobs that are like, Monday to Friday. And to make sure I get out at like 3 or 4. Because I'm just so tired of like the 8 to 5 schedule. Yeah. Sucks. I applied for one that was really sweet, and it was Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, it was Monday through Thursday.
Ooh.
And but you worked like 37 hours in those 4 days. Yeah. I was like, that's sweet. Take that gig. Give me that gig. And it sucks because it's like you're waiting for a call back, and fucking, it's like nobody's really in the office yet. And it's like, how do you score an interview Nobody's in the office.
Oh?
Yeah, it's like
Crickets.
I'm
Hello?
doing the best I can. I finally got an unemployment check this week, which was insulting. It's like they kicked me in the crotch. I'm like, this is yeah, I'm like, this is awful. And then I ended up getting my severance pay this week, which was good. So I got my severance pay, right?
Check.
Yeah, no, it was a direct deposit. Oh, you would check. All right, I get it. Listen, it's hot. I'm doing the best I can. So I got my severance pay
Check.
and check minus. And I texted my friend's husband. He's a CPA, basically a CPA for State Street.
What are you gonna say is a bookie?
No. Put it all on molasses to win the 5th.
You're on.
Tara, that's a risky bet.
You
Listen,
got a deal.
I don't hedge my bets. I go all balls in. Balls in on the betting. So, have you ever bet before? Like dogs or ponies or no? For my buddy's bachelor party, because he didn't have a best man, he had me, and he's a sober person, so it couldn't.
You're the best person.
It couldn't. He did, and I was the best person. And he couldn't have. He's a sober person, so he couldn't have anything bar related. And so I talked to his stepdad, and his stepdad was like, "Let's just go to the dog
There's always
track."
alternatives.
Yeah, and his stepdad was like, "Let's just all go to the dog track." So we went to the dog track, and that was the first time I'd ever been to a dog track in my life. And I actually bet on some puppies. I was like, "Look at that little puppy. He's gonna win." Nobody won. That should be the thing. It's like, oh, I got a vibe about that one. He's gonna win. Don't believe me if I tell you. I have a horrible sense for those kind of things. Straight up.
After one of these, you can still drive.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
What the hell was I talking about? How did I get here? I say that all the time.
Where am I? Who are you? What the hell is this?
How did I get here?
I didn't say you could record me. What the?
I mean, how did I get here?
Lamo.
Get out my yard, lame-o. Anyway, I forget where I was going with that because I'm old and forget everything. And so anyway, I don't know. I was somehow talking about my work. So, and then they had the audacity. Oh, so my friend's husband. So I wrote him and I said, listen, when I opened up my unemployment claim, I told them about the severance pay. I said, and I got it this week, do I have to declare it? And he goes, no, you already told them about it. So I said, that's kind of what I thought. But I'm still kind of nervous if I don't say something. They're going to be like, hey, why didn't you tell us you got that money? Unemployments are assholes. They're assholes. That breeze feels lovely, by the way.
Again, we get blown.
It's a gentle kiss, and I love it. Exactly. So then, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. It was like an unexpected FedEx guy at the door, right? Now, I haven't bought anything because I've been unemployed. And I've not allowed my husband to buy anything because I'm unemployed. See how that works? So, he goes, FedEx is here. And then he looks at me and he goes, what'd you get? I said, because I haven't let him buy anything. So he's like, you got something? I can't get anything. I said, I didn't order anything. So then he goes out and gets it, and it was from my work. And I said, oh, are they hiring me back? And he goes, I don't think.
Begging for you back.
And he goes, I don't think so. So I opened it up. It was all the crap from my desk. The fucker sent me all the crap from my desk. My calendar. Which, I mean, I just kind of started laughing. I'm like, really? I have a calendar in my office already. This is kind of...
Think about the other good thing is
What?
they had to pay to send that FedEx to you.
You know what
That's out of their pocket.
they did, and screw them. Screw you, Blue. Good.
They made the effort to ship your stuff back to you, FedEx.
You know what?
They had to pay the shipping.
I was actually happy, and I was sitting there and I was like, I think I had granola bars in my thing. Why didn't they send those to me?
Mice probably got to it.
They probably ate them. They stole they took my job away and took my fucking granola bars.
Split it amongst themselves.
Yeah. Who wants some granola?
See, yeah, all right, who wants this? And you see one hand come up out of this cubicle.
Woo! Mine!
What's that one?
Woo! Mine! I had this little Homer. There was a little Homer on a little pedestal. He was on a little thing. And he was at my desk. And I was actually so happy to see that. I was like, oh, I got my Homer back. Because that was the only thing I was sitting there thinking, wow, that's kind of the only thing from my desk I'd want. You gave that to me.
I did?
Yeah. It's Homer and he's just sitting there like this. Like he's doing a woohoo. It's like, woo!
Woo!
Yeah. It's funny. Okay.
I wonder if you got that from,
Okay.
I
What?
wonder if you got that from Ric Flair. Woo! Woohoo!
Woohoo! Funky.
Kobadi.
Okay, so my ears are sweating. That's disgusting. Thank you so much for joining us. I know we have to at least be close on the time. So we will be back next week. I mean, stay cool because it's fucking hot.
Hey.
And Sean's got something to tell you. Tell him, Sean.
Have a good everything. Go get yourself some Aunt Mama now.
Aunt Mama!
Grab a Miss Butterworth too.
Get them all.
Know what I
Collect
mean?
them all. My shorts.